Hi guys, welcome back to our tutorial on exception handling part 3. Today we are going to discuss finally block and all the three cases inside finally block with the help of code and PPT, right? So what is Java finally block, why it is used, that we are going to discuss. So Java finally block is a block that is used to execute important code such as closing connections, streams, etc. So with the help of PPT we are going to discuss the theoretical part, and practical part we are going to discuss with the help of code. So exception handling part 3. So these are some important points which you have to remember. Java finally block is a block that is used to execute important code. As I've told you earlier also, Java finally block is always executed whether exception is handled or not. That will be much clear with the help of flowchart and with the help of code. Java finally block follows try or catch block. So this is a flowchart. This will give you a brief demonstration of what we have to do inside this. So suppose this is our program code, and if some sort of exception occurs, so whether exception is occurring or not, if exception is not occurring, then also finally block is going to be executed. If exception is going to occur, then it is handled or not. If it is not handled properly, then also finally block is going to be executed. If it is handled properly, then also finally block is going to be executed, right? So we have with the help of this flow chart, it is much clear that what we have to do inside this finally block, and it is also saying that in all the three cases finally block is going to be executed. So why we use Java finally block? So as we have discussed earlier also, finally block in Java can be used to put cleanup code such as closing a file, closing connections, because it is very necessary to close a file or connections. If it is open, it is very dangerous, right? So if you don't handle exception before terminating the code, JVM executes finally block if there is any. So uses of finally case 1. In this case, exception is not occurring. So we are going to discuss this case with the help of code, right? So we will write code for case number 1. After creating code, we will compile and run, and we will see the things what are going to happen. So I am opening my notepad. Inside this I am creating my class. Yes, finally case 1 is my class name. Inside this I am writing my main method. Inside this main method I am creating my try block, in which I'll generate some sort of exceptions, or maybe in this case not, because it is case number 1 and we have to skip the exception part. But in other scenarios, uh, we will have to show the exceptions. That's why I'm using this try block. So inside this try block I'm having one variable name as suppose data, and the type is integer, and we are performing some mathematical operation over here, and again system.out.println, and inside this we are printing this data, right? So I am saving this class with my class name as finally case 1. I have created one folder as exception handling over here. You can create in any of the directories. So for the sake of our easiness, I am creating one more folder inside this named as finally, so that our code is managed properly. So I am saving this class with test finally case1 dot java. Right, so we have created our try block, and we are creating our catch block also. Now as you can see here, exception is not happening because 20 divided by 4 will give you 5. So exception is not happening, but in case number 1, we have to show this, that when exception is not happening, then also finally block is executed, right? So we can have catch block of any type of exception, right? So we can have here as null pointer exception, and reference of that e I am taking system dot out dot println, and I can print this exception part. Right, so we are having try block and catch block, as we have told earlier also, that finally should follow try or catch statement. So after that I am having my finally block over here. Inside this finally block, I am again typing one print statement, this, and as we know that finally is always going to execute, so we will put that statement only. Finally is always going to execute, right? After this we are printing our rest of the code as we have printed earlier also. Right, so this is our program for case number 1. So we have created test finally case1 dot java named file, and inside this main method is there. We are having try block in which exception is not occurring, and catch block, whatsoever exception you can put, because exception is not there, so no need of catch block also, right? So and finally is there, so finally will going to execute that we need to show, right? And after that the rest of the code is there. So we are compiling and running our code for test case number 1. So I have opened my command prompt, java c space test finally case1 dot java. Again some syntactical mistake is there. I think some spelling mistake is there, so we need to cover it. Here it is. So you have to be very precise while writing the code. I am clearing my screen again. Right, so our code gets compiled successfully. Now if we run our code, java space test finally case 1. So what we have got output is 5. Finally is always going to execute, and rest of the code. So our case 1 is there, so no exception is there, then also finally is going to be executed. Now what will happen if we come to case number 2? So what case 2 says? Case 2 says that when exception occurs and not handled, as we can see from our flow chart, when exception occur and exception is not handled, then also finally block is going to be executed. So what we will do here, we will generate one exception over here. We will replace this value 4 from 0. Now what sort of exception it will give? It will give you an arithmetic exception, right? In our tutorial 1 we have discussed this thing. If you are unaware of this thing, then you can follow my tutorial 1 also on exception handling. So now it will generate arithmetic exception, but here we are dealing it with null pointer exception. So exception is occurring, but it is not handled properly, right? So if it is not handled properly, then what will happen? Then also finally block is going to be executed. Other part is not going to execute it. Even rest of the code is also not going to execute, right? So because we have not handled our exception properly, so rest of the code is also not going to execute. So if we compile and run our code again, till now it is okay. Look what happens. Finally is always going to execute, and after that it is giving you an exception. Which type of exception? java.lang.arithmetic exception, because divide by 0 is will always give you arithmetic exception, but we are dealing it with null pointer exception, so that is not possible, right? So but finally block is always executed. So we have dealt with case number 2 right now. Now moving to case number 3. So what case number 3 says? When exception occurs and handled properly, this exception occurs and exception handled properly, then also finally is going to be executed. So moving to case number 3, what we will do, we will this is okay, divide by 0, but we will handle it properly. So we will replace this null pointer exception with our arithmetic exception, like this. Now what has happened? Arithmetic exception is generated, and in catch block we have put arithmetic exception over here, so it will handle it properly. So now what will happen? It will give you arithmetic exception divide by 0 naturally, because arithmetic exception comes under lang package, and lang package is imported automatically by default, so no need to import it explicitly, right? So arithmetic exception is here generating, and it is handled also in a proper way. So case number 3 is properly followed over here. After that finally is going to be executed, and rest of the code will also going to execute, because we have handled our exception in a proper way, right? So if we compile and run our code, compiled successfully, and if we run our code, look, java.lang.arithmetic exception divide by 0, it has given you the proper exception because we have handled it in a proper way. Finally is always going to execute, that is also cool, and rest of the code is also coming. So in this condition everything is working properly, because exception is also handled, and finally is also there, which is doing its part, and rest of the code is also there. I think you must have understood this, the concept of finally. That is very critical concept, and remember this thing, you need to follow all the 3 cases. So it is very important for interview point of view also. In our coming session we'll discuss about throw and throws statements, that are also very critical part of exception handling. Till now, bye bye, have a great day.